Hi, I'm attorney Dennis Phillips, and I made this quick video here as a way to introduce myself and my firm, and I call it 10 Things We Do That Help Families Afford a Better Funeral. The more money we can save a family, or the more money we can get a family, then obviously that inures to their benefit so that they can afford a better funeral and do better funeral planning sooner. The things that we do, it's a litigation practice, partly it's a planning practice. The litigation factors are wrongful death claims, personal injury claims, which often come from the same incident. We have what a lot of people call elder abuse or abuse of elderly cases. It's really abuse of vulnerable adult. You could be 18 years old or older, but if you're in a situation where you're disabled and you're completely reliant on others, then you're highly vulnerable to be abused, neglected, or exploited. There's a criminal aspect to that, but we come in on the civil side. We also do probate administration and litigation as necessary. But when we get into the planning, a lot of our planning precludes the need for any probate. But wrongful death cases and even the abused, vulnerable adult cases can be brought. Obviously, wrongful death is brought after the death of somebody, but even the abused, vulnerable adult cases can be brought after death by the personal representative, even if the abuse isn't a cause of the death. So that's good to know. Or we do estate planning, special needs planning. Sorry, my phone blinked here. We do Social Security claiming strategies for claiming retirement and survivor benefits. We do insurance planning, tax planning, and funeral and legacy planning. That's a big one. We recommend that to every single one of our clients, because let's face it, everyone I know needs it. Everyone I'm ever going to know needs funeral planning. You can't get away from it. So it's a sensitive subject to me, because as I make this, it's July 2013. My own father passed away in September 2012, and we hadn't done a lot of planning for him. We did some, but we hadn't done a lot of planning for him leading up to this. And he was diagnosed in March of 2011 with liver cancer that had already gotten out and had a tumor on his spine, and it kept popping up everywhere. So it was a pretty ugly year and a half there. And when he was so far gone, or so far into it, and you don't want to tell a dying person that he's a dying person. So we treaded kind of lightly around the topic of that he was going to die and that he was going to have a funeral. I wish we had let him weigh in a little bit more, or a lot more on it. But now as a result of having learned that lesson the hard way, I definitely recommend it to every one of my clients, even litigation clients. Hey, if you're a litigation client and we get you a bunch of money, then we want to talk about funeral planning now. Maybe the best thing for you is a funeral trust funded with life insurance. Okay, like I said, we do a lot of insurance planning. Maybe the best thing for you is to set up a pre-planning account with your funeral home of choice. Maybe it's try to lock in today's rates on a casket or a particular service. I don't need to tell you how many different options are available, but generally people don't know these things and they don't like to talk about these things. But it's touchy, but a lot of my planning, because obviously I'm going to talk to them about more than just funeral planning. I'm going to talk to them about estate planning and incapacity planning, which we do a lot of incapacity planning. They need to know about these things. And we have a workbook that I like to go through with them. But if you send us a client, then send us your workbook or your guide. I want to go through that with them, obviously to cycle that back to come back to you business-wise, that we all need to grow our businesses. So if you go to our website, let me just finish the point about the different topics of law that we handle. Go to the website. You're going to see a lot more information on this. It's www.411flaw.com. We have a the different practice areas are described in there. We have a blog you can follow. I highly recommend. We have a newsletter you can sign up for. I highly recommend. So, as I said, I'm based in Broward County, but my practice is statewide. I take clients all over the place. Even litigation cases where, like, oh, am I going to drive to Tallahassee for a 5-minute motion calendar hearing? No, probably not. But in today's technological environment and the way the courts are, a lot of the knick-knack hearings can be done over the phone. A lot of client meetings can be done over the phone or via the internet, video conferencing, or even, I'm communicating with you right now. I'm face-to-face, but I'm not actually physically with you. Email, telephone, video conferencing, these are big. The e-filing nowadays, I don't even have to mail my pleadings to the court or to opposing counsel. Everything is e-filed and e-served. So, but on the occasions where, and most of the litigated cases settle anyway. In my experience, 90-some-odd% of my cases settle. The ones that can that will continue through litigation and don't settle, at least at mediation, fine. I'm members of trial lawyer organizations and estate planning organizations that have plenty of good lawyers in there we can co-counsel with as necessary or flat out refer to. I have alliances with lots of attorneys and firms, so that's not an issue. Like I said, most of them we get resolved out of here. If not, we get on the road, and if we don't get on the road, we get on the computer, or we bring in others as necessary. So now my cases, the reason that I think it's a good idea, even if maybe you're several counties away, you still want to send people to our law firm there, because our cases, because I stress the planning with every single client, regardless of how they came in the door. Oh, I have a litigated case. Oh, I got injured. Oh, I got I need tax planning, or what do I do about Social Security? Whatever. All of it leads into a planning discussion, and all of my planning discussions include funeral planning in there. So, and let's face it, I spend a lot more time with these people than you, because when I'm working on their case, it's over and over and over. I'm having communications with them. Plus, when we get into the planning, we're bringing in their family members that are going to be their trustees or their attorneys in fact under durable powers of attorney, or who they might nominate somebody as a guardian or personal representative on a will in case the will ever actually hits probate. We're going to be meeting with their beneficiaries. We're going to be meeting with those trustees. We're going to be meeting over and over with the clients, and we're going to be meeting with their financial advisors. It's pretty comprehensive planning. Our typical plans are over 100 pages long. It's not just some fill-in-the-blank, do-it-yourself kind of thing you get on the internet, or that some other attorney might push as a side business. They go, well, I do wills and trusts for my clients, my divorce clients or criminal clients. This is serious, substantial planning. It gets a lot of people involved for a long period of time, and that helps to generate I call it kind of like a referral cycle. It creates a flow. You might refer us one client. It might create a steady stream of referrals back to you, or to your corporation if they're spread out, because we're going to be meeting with them over and over. Now, one or more of the people from the initial client that we meet with might be interested that, hey, you know what, I want to get in on that. They see the quality and the prestige involved in these plans. Hey, I need some planning. Okay, great, come on in. Now I'm meeting with their family and their advisors and their trusted people, and their advisors are going to say, damn, my clients need this. So they're going to introduce us to other people. So it definitely spreads. It's a good thing to do. So obviously, if you send me somebody, send me your guides, your workbooks, your whatever, and I'll walk through them with that. Go to the website, read the blog, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, because the more conversant you are with your clients on their legal matters, the easier it's going to be to make these referrals. You're gonna be able to spot the issues and jump on that and say, hey, listen, I got a guy who can help you out with these things. Now, if you do refer somebody, you can go right on the website. There's a button they can click and be connected directly during working hours. the computer itself will connect our phone to their phone, and we pick it up and they're already on the phone. Or they can enter their information, just type it in and request a consultation. They can email me at dennis@411fla.law.com. You can call us locally. Our Broward number is 954-900-2939. You can call us toll free, 877-411-3462. That's also our fax number. It's like a fax mail thing there, so you don't even need a cover sheet. But the general theme is, anything we can do to get a client and their family money, save them money on the tax planning, insurance planning, the overall estate planning. There's not a lot of estate tax planning to be done out there under the current legal situation, but and the new exemption amounts are permanent. Oh yeah, well, how long are they permanent? Well, they're permanent until somebody changes them again. So that might become more of an issue later on, and we try to account for that in our planning. So that's it. I'll hopefully we met at the convention. If not, feel free to give me a call. We can get together or talk on the phone. Any way you want to get together, it's good for me. Okay. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.